Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new style of podcast for me. Today, I've got Juliana with me. She was on my podcast late last year, and we've been working together on her podcast. And she's going to be, she doesn't quite know this yet, but she's going to be co hosting with me from time to time to time. And I think it's going to be really interesting because, as I said, we've been working together. And what has come out is a really fascinating dialogue, the communication, the ideas, the way we bounce off each other. And you've got that lovely blend of this highly intuitive feminine energy and this slightly more grounded masculine energy. And, we've got two different views on understanding the world from our perspectives. We've got our own experiences. And yet the way that we bounce off each other's ideas together, I think is really fascinating. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. Juliana, can you tell me just a little bit about you, just for those people who have not found your podcast episode that we did last year together?
Oh, thank you so much, Hamish. Thank you so much for the surprise. Yeah. What can I say? I'm just a human being walking on earth with the awareness of higher who we are at deepest level in our souls and hearts. I live in Denmark and I'm grateful to meet you because with your support, I kind of give birth to this podcast that I have. And it's named Hard Detox with Gentle Talks, where we share another perspective as like how we see life and kind of what is your perspective, what is my perspective, and like putting together this perspective of lives that we can see it from and through our own life experiences, which is just a diamond, let's just say, put it there, because we all have this individual unique pair of glasses to see world, and it's just wonderful the way when we come together. So I'm amazed what we can create together. And yeah, I don't know what to add more about myself because I'm like, yeah, I'm just me, and there is not much to say. It's just hello. Let's more to be, so to say, discover or go into it, and what I'm just feel too humble to say something about myself. I'm just me.
Well, just me, I think, is fab. That is a great start. Um, I loved what you said. We have glasses to look at the world. Why did you phrase it like that? Because I think that tweaked my interest, that one.
No, because we have a different perspective of life, and I see that this is our own glasses, and we are using individual glasses to see life, to perceive life, because it's based on the experience we had in this life. So your experience in life is totally different than mine, and you can see life in totally another way that I can see life. So it's like it's nobody right or wrong. It's just I have another pair of glasses as you have another pair of glasses, and you are function with that kind of view, I function with this kind of view. So I really see that we are kind of see world to our unique waves of perceiving life. So I see like we have different glasses. We cannot change it because you cannot. I cannot take your experience of life and put it on me. I may understand your experience. I may understand your, let's say, whatever you was going through, but I will never can use your pair of glasses and look through. So can I see life through you? But when we speak about as kind of, oh, I see another perspective, but I will never feel it, sense it to that degree that you can perceive it and see it and sense it. But I can see it from the outside. So that's how I see, like, that's our own glasses.
So who's right then? Who is right? If you see it your way, I see it my way. Who is right?
In my perspective, nobody's right and nobody's wrong. It's just another perspective of seeing life. It's like you have a piece of puzzle, I have another piece of puzzle. It's like it's two different puzzle, but is is a piece from the same picture. It's just we need to find where is the right place for us to be. Because if we are in the right place, then we can see, okay, that's what is there. So it's like nobody's right and nobody's wrong. It's just what it is. It's an experience. But once we are choosing to sit together with our different experience and perception of life, we actually see a bigger picture of, okay, that's what it is. I could not see it if you could not come with your perspective. Like how we do it in the podcast, like you helped me to, let's say, give birth to mine when I was like, I can do it, like, and you come with your masculine, you know, let's say energy and holding space, which I cannot do it by myself, which is the feminine. So it's like it's we need another senses there, which is we don't have it, but it's so much helping us actually to see, to perceive, to understand. So nobody's right and nobody's wrong. It's just an experience to feel it, to see it, to go through, and take it or leave it, learn it or not, and move on. I mean, don't get stuck.
I want to go back to your specs because, we've had experiences and I'm going to say they've stained our lives. They really have. Our upbringing, our traumas, our experiences, they are like bits of dirt on our lenses, on our specs that we see through. And, so I'm basically, I'm looking at the world like this and I'm missing out on all sorts of things. So I guess that's why if mine are like that and yours are like that, chatting with you, chatting with other people, I'm going to see that different perspective and I'm going to see things differently. I'm going to see things from your perspective, another person's perspective. And that can be exciting, can't it? That can be really exciting. It's like, oh, I like that. And it can also be like, no, I really don't subscribe to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I've got that dirty lens where I don't see that. So my beliefs, my thoughts, my worldview is going to be limited by my vision, my seeing the world. Is that why I'm going to say that you're wrong because I'm right? Is it as simple as that, do you think?
My perspective is that when we hold on pain, it's like you hold on the ego, and ego wants to be right, and ego wants to say, I'm right, and whatever there is, and nobody kind of mess up with the reality that I have been created for myself. And then you hold on some truth or some reality you create for you, which is based on the wounds, the experiences, the dirty lentils, how you say it. And when you learn to heal and you actually willing to heal, is like the lens are start to you start to see much more bright too, even though it's still dirt there and dust, but you start to see. That's mean you start to accept others people's point of view in life, and then you start to get in touch with your senses of, oh, this is resonating with me. Like, I don't know how, but I feel something is resonating with me, even though like I cannot to put it, but I just feel it. Hey, that's mean those lentils is a little bit more clearer, so you can penetrate through. You is not so dense of the pain, and the shadow is more like open, so you have the ability to penetrate and resonate with someone else true, and say like, wow, I never think about this, but it's actually really hit me where I can use this for my own life. So I see kind of like this is like when we come together and we resonate with each other, it's not that, oh, okay, I will take your truth as my truth. It's like I just feel is resonating with me. There is something that is right also on my body. I feel it like I can use this to assist me myself actually to cleanse more my lentils, so to say, so I can see more bigger perspective or a bigger picture. So I say in my perspective is like when we are so in I am right and you are wrong and that's not true, and that's It's because we are so much holding on a reality that's being created by our mind, that is our ego, that don't want to let go of the illusion that has been created for itself. And because ego always wants to be right, it will hold on and will push everything away that it's not assisting in holding the perspective of that illusion. So I'm seeing like that. But
Mhm.
when you are dealing with your emotions and trauma and you are aware, then there is cracking open something where you is still ego there. It still will be trigger, but you'll be more aware because those lentils you start to see a little bit brighter. And yes, it's dirty, yes, it's polarized, but then you get in touch with those feeling of I don't know how, but it's resonating what you say. And I feel like it says something to me. So that's how I'm seeing it.
Yep, I like that. And yeah, so it's getting out of your head, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
just running your world with this. It's also, as you said, it's the feeling. It's I resonate. Yeah, that makes an awful lot of sense. It was 4 years ago now. Can't believe it. 4 years ago, I played this game with myself where sort of I decided to be open minded and not just have those dirty lenses, but exactly that. Listen to what somebody else said, and if what they were saying made sense to me, if it resonated, if they were authentic, let's say they were a spiritual medium, but they weren't pushing it down my throat. They weren't just using it as snake oil. They believed it. They embodied it. Then why not listen to them? Why are they wrong? And that really changed everything because it was, I started to listen. I started to listen to other people's worldviews, you know, looking at the world through their lenses the best I could. As you said earlier on, I can't do it, but I can, I can visualize it. I can listen to it. And that was magical. It really was. That started a whole new way of understanding possibility and took away that rage and you're wrong because I'm right and things like that. And this is what I was thinking. That is where I actually started to take my power back.
Mm.
We give away our power so easily. You're wrong, I'm right. You're wrong, I hate you because, and all of that is not being authentic. But when I started to listen and what resonated, so many ideas came up because I've got one. My experience is 53 years of being Hamish, not how many years you are of Juliana and so many of this and so many of that. But by listening to everybody else and going, I like that, don't like that, I like that, don't like that. I have my dirty vision is so much clearer because I've filled those little dark patches with other people's perceptions and viewpoints that makes sense to me, and it's really beautiful. And it's not it's not just taking your beliefs without paying attention or things like that. It's as you said, it's resonating. It's looking at them and going, yeah, I like that. I really like that. I'm gonna put that little bit, clean that bit and stick it. That's Juliana's thoughts. I like that. That's this, that's that. It's been a magical experience. It really has.
Yeah, because at the same time, we help ourselves by others people point of view because they see life from another angle. You see it from
Mm.
another angle. Somebody sees it from above. Somebody sees it from below.
Yeah.
So it's like we are being placed in so unique places that we have different perspective of life.
Mm.
And of course depends of our own experiences. It's like we can kind of that's coming to me this image like this diamond like a mirror, it's like the diamond is shining all over the place when you put a specific light. Hey, exactly this, like, and then you have the perspective, and when you I don't say you have to accept everything, but if you resonate with more of those perspective, it's like you enrich your own aspect of being, and you can see from many other perspective of you,
Mm.
even though this brain sometimes cannot get yet things, but in your beingness is a resonance. Like I'm resonating with you. It feels I don't know, but this feels right. And I will still figure out, but this feels right for me.
Mm.
Like the feeling is like, yeah, man, I feel you what you say. And there is a true for me too. But I need to catch up with my mind maybe in some aspects of life. So it's like really enriching your own being by looking of many other perspective of
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Yes, everything becomes three-dimensional, doesn't it? It's not just a finger, there's a shadow. For those people who are watching this, there's a shadow on my face. So, it's got density, it's got volume. You're seeing it from another view. I like that. I love that from above and from below. Yeah, it's enriching. And as you
Yes.
said, it resonates. You feel better for it. You get a better understanding, and you get more tolerant. I mean, I've looking at that. I'm able to listen to somebody and say, "You're talking bullshit. I like
Hmm.
you as a person. Your ideas, your concepts don't resonate, but that's fine. It's I don't have to dislike you just because you don't think like me. Um, we're different. As I said, you see a 9, I see a 6. Who's right?
Exactly. It's like this many knows like two people look of the same image or the same object and they see totally two different things, but it's the
Yeah.
same. But
Mm,
because they are being placed in different position.
mm,
So us as a human, we are being placed in different experiences. Yes, the pain is the same. Yes, the madness is the same to the multitude or whatever, but the experience is different. And that shape us who we are
mm,
as a being. And that's create this unique glasses we look and see life through. That's why we can understand the pain of others, because I was through my own pain, you was through your own pain, but you see the view of life is differently because of the experience. So that's why we are unique in this aspect, but on the emotional level, we're kind of on the same ball. We all experience the same, but the experience of the point of view of life is changed based on our unique experiences. So somebody sees 9, somebody sees 9, 6. It's it's exactly that.
And as I said, it takes away that lack of tolerance because as you said, I'm seeing a little bit of the world from your point of view, and I get to sense that you've struggled with things, and you being anybody, not just Juliana, and I'm seeing that other people have got their own ways of doing things. They found their own ways of making sense of life. And you begin to see beauty. You begin to see beauty in people. You begin to see that behavior it's just bad behavior. That that ugliness is a coping strategy. That drinking is a coping strategy. That sitting on TikTok, how much longer that's going to be around, is a coping strategy. But that's okay. The person behind that has got their own stuff they're dealing with.
They know,
And
yeah, their own story. Like now when you speak, I see this spiral, these steps of spiraling, because they're where we are. We are on a spiral steps. And somebody is a little bit higher, somebody's lower, somebody's walking their path, and we may get engaged with somebody who is in the beginning of the steps, let's say, and they are trying to figure out, and somebody's walking somewhere more high. Nobody's high or low, it's just the perception of life, how they see it. More you are high on these stairs, more you have the uh, more you can accept the different aspects of humans perspective, because you was walking there, you see, like, who they are to the core. We are the same, but what's playing out is
mm,
based on the experience we had. So that's why, like, when we meet somebody, we automatically project our own ideas. Who is X? Just by looking, how his looks, have beard, have no beard, how's the teeth, how's the eyes, how's the clothes. We already we create a story, and then the mind say, okay, this is this person. When in reality, it's not that. Or we perceive people what we hear about this, or our own experience with them, or so it's like don't get engaged of what you hear, what your mind try to create story, because as you say, in the core is the same, but what they are playing out
Mm.
is exactly those coping mechanisms, those surviving strategies that they're using to deal with life, with pain and so on. So it's like, can we look deep and see people for who they really are, and don't get engaged with what it's playing out, this avatar ego mind? Can we just have this compassion and to know who they are, but don't get and don't buy in their bullshit? Because yes, there is a lot of bullshit. So say, hey, I love you, I like you as a person, but there's so much bullshit playing out, as you say, just recently. So
First, as you were saying that, the first thing that sprung to my mind is, "Hi, I'm Hamish. What do you do for a living? Where do you live?" And in other words, I'm asking you, "What's your income? Should I associate with you? Have you got a high-powered job? Are you doing this? Do you live in a nice neighborhood? Are you aligned with me? Are you better than me? Are you worse than me?" You know, these questions that we are taught to ask, or expected to ask. No, you know, what brings you joy? I dare people listening to this. I dare you, next time you meet somebody, ask them, what brings you joy? You know, what gets you up first thing in the morning to go and do something? You know, what's those reasons for doing that? Not, you know, which basically comes down to not things like, you know, how much money are you earning? Do you have a five-bedroom house? You know, all that kind of stuff, which we start to judge people by. It's so sad. It really is.
yes, it is, because again we want to go around with, again, is this is from coming from the mind perspective, because society go with those who can help you to be better. But have you ever thought about that there are, let's say, humans that live on the street? They have such a wisdom. I see it when they open the mouth. Some of them, they have such a wisdom, and you ask yourself how they end up there. There is a choice, but the wisdom within have nothing to do where they live, what they have, and how much money they have, and how they are looking. The wisdom is just from the inside. That's we cannot see it, but only when we talk and we allow it to interact and to open ourselves, then we see the precious things in human beings. It's not their Ferraris and house and jobs and their high class way of living. Yeah, respect, but there is more bad things going on than those who live on the street if you look at it from another perspective. So yeah.
What about things like gurus? What about things like, you know, let's say I've introduced myself to somebody and, you know, I put them on a pedestal. I think, you know, this person is amazing. I love what they're saying. I love this. I love everything about them. I want to be them. I want to be like them. You know, the influencers, for example, or the Tony Robbins of this world, these people who have, I'm going to say, achieved greatness. What is what is it about them that is so attractive? And why do we put them on pedestals? And what actually, you know, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
From my perspective, this is a bad behavior to put someone on pedestal. Yes, you can have respect for what they achieve. Yes, you can have respect for their knowledge that they can share with you. But you have to be aware that putting someone on pedestal is actually you lower yourself. Why you have to lower yourself? Because somebody have learned the lessons, have go through their own experience, have achieved a specific level where they can share now with the world, and you make yourself small and look up at them and just give your power away. That's what it is actually, giving your power away to those that they are more visible on social world, on they are so known in the world. With all my respect, they achieved, they are there because they work for it. But why you put them on pedestal? Because so many clap and look up of them, that's why you feel like inferiority. You feel like, oh, I will never can be to such degrees. Oh, you can if you don't put them on pedestal and recognize that you are as the same worthy as them. It's just you have your lesson, you have your path. Why you compare? Like why you compare?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's like, with all respect, what they do, how what they did, and the lesson they learned, but don't lower yourself because they are being known international and you are just a nobody looking on TV. Oh boy, when your
Mm.
clock is kicking, click, 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 when your time is coming, you'll be surprised, kind of. So putting somebody on pedestal is giving your power away. And giving your power away is you cannot see. They're also humans. Do you think they are
Mm.
perfect? Do you think you are perfect? No. Do you think they are perfect? No. They are not either perfect. We see them perfect. We make them perfect. In reality, they are humans dealing with everyday life shit as everybody. You don't know what's going on in the living room. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
don't it's like giving power away and make yourself small. Why? Have respect, but
I think that's a really interesting point, isn't it? This giving away your power. It's it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's easy to do though because we are, society says you have to be like this, you have to be like that. Your parents tell you, no, don't do this, don't blow your own trumpet, don't do this, don't do this. I mean, I'm sure kids get more don'ts than
yes.
support and love and well done, and that respect and that nurture. I'm sure it's just certainly, Hamish, you've done that, do that, go to your room, and there is that disempowering. And I think, I was listening to something the other day about therapists, oh, if you isolate, well then, this is a wounding because of this. And if you do this, then it's this because of this. So, the therapist is on that pedestal and, oh, I'm isolating because I actually like quiet. I like that solitude. I must be playing into a wound still, giving my power away.
Because again, we have this concept they know more than we know. They are therapists. They have already this flag. Oh, they was to a specific school and they have the knowledge. Yeah, but do they have the experience? They have the knowledge. They read books, but do they have the experience? Because we move in a reality where you need to have the experience of life, not the knowledge from the book. The other day, speaking with a friend, and me myself going to this psychiatric therapy because me myself I go to my own chaos and I need kind of this assistance, and I realized I was hurting myself going this kind of clinic and open myself up because they know better, because they have studies, and I put them on pedestal and whatever they say, that's me, I'm wrong. When I realized, no man, no, you cannot see me, you cannot feel me, you are not have the experience, you have the knowledge, but that's not make you above. So we give to them as if they know more. No,
Mm.
they just know what they know. But you put them up, and then you take them their their guidance as if you are wrong, you are depressed. When in reality, no, I'm isolating myself because I need to recharge. Because I really feel my soul has to recharge, to sit in my own cave for 1 month, for 2 months, for 3 months, to really recharge energetically. Because it's not mind, we are soul beings. So again, it's we who give the power away because we believe they have the knowledge. We has been taught go to school because they have the knowledge. Yes, we need to give us the steps to navigate, but that's it. Don't tell you to me who I am and what I am. You don't live in this. You don't watch my experience. So that's how I'm saying. Like again
Mm.
with therapist, and oh, the therapist told me I'm traumatized and I have this and that. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, you have. We have. I have stuff that happened that has caused me to see things, do things, be things in certain ways. I think, yeah, they have their place. They really do because they have that insight and that awareness. So I'm not saying all therapists are it's a waste of time, but I think if you look at things like what is the success rate of people doing the Tim Robbins courses and the Jack Canfield and actually going through these courses and changing their lives, it's low because you are using somebody else's model. You are using somebody else's experiences and trying to fit your round peg into a smaller square hole. It's just not going to work. But you can
Exactly.
learn from them, but you cannot.
Follow in that degree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I don't say that all are wrong because they're therapists with knowledge, but with experience as well. So
Mm.
you see,
Mm.
so that's why I think like we go to someone, or I go to X, so I will know what to do. Da 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 da. But that can just give you the fundament of what you need, but the rest you have to trust yourself. It has to
Mm.
come from yourself. Otherwise you are trying to fit in someone else's box. What about if you cannot fit in someone else's box? You are bigger than that, but you squeeze yourself because you think they have the answer for you, and then you try to squeeze and make yourself small when actually you need to be out of that box.
It's fascinating. So why do we do it then? Why do we give away our power? Why do we limit ourselves? Why do we not actually achieve that potential that we have? Because there's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah, again, it's because how we grow up, we go to school, the teacher know the best, and we as being like all parents told us, don't do that, don't do this, shut up, that dumb, and say, okay, they have the answer. And then we go to school and the teacher said this, oh, they have the answer. So we always have this perception. We look on TV and, oh, they say this, oh, they have the answer. And like this, we are kind of being programmed to believe that some people from the outside have the answer for us as an individual, and then we shut down that part of ourselves that can actually get curious, can actually have the answer from within, can actually know from within the answer, not from the outside. So I see it. That's how we're starting this giving power away and believing that outside of us are the answer, when you don't give a chance to yourself to find the answer from within because your mother don't told you, hey, listen to yourself, what's coming there, and so, what do you think is the truth, what do you think, what's coming to you when you ask me this question. Like, look of the kids today. They are mind blowing because the parents are going to this spiritual way now and they're aware this generation is just gold, mind gold on earth. And the kids, 10 years, they have such a knowledge. I'm mind blowing because they are allowing, the parents allowing them to listen yourself. What do you think? What's coming to you? Not, I will tell you what is the truth. Go in your room and shut down and don't tell me this. This is bullshit stuff and la la la. So is the programmed idea, the way we grow up, the way you go to school, which country you live, more suppress the country, more you shut off those side of you, that intuition, that gut feeling, that knowingness, because we are humans and we want to look outside for confirmation, like, okay, what I believe is true. But when there is not confirmation and everybody say you are idiot, that's not true, then slowly that knowingness, you just put it down because there's nothing from the outside to tell you you are right, trust yourself, whatever, trust yourself. And that's how we are start to follow instead of leading ourselves, leading our life. And we start to give power to others to tell us that's what it is, that's how it is, there where it go, instead of like, no, I take the power of my life, I choosing where I go, I choosing how to feel, and I'm choosing what I want to create. You are not having the power to lead my life, my inner world, to tell me I'm not right, when a voice inside me is screaming that, hey, take yourself together, like, hey, like, don't look for confirmation, don't look for validation, that's where I go, don't look for validation outside of you, you will not find it. More you trust that, more you it will come to you, those humans that can validate you. And trusting yourself, Hamish, believe in yourself. Yeah, maybe I'm not, but believe, if you feel it is feeling right, so that's the truth. Do you want me to confirm you? I'm here to tell you, like, yeah, take it. it's
Mm.
it's it's your inner voice. So I see it as such. My That's how I grow up. That's how, like, being in this box. And my mom says, "Shut up, shut up, shut up." Till I realized, oh my God, I was through marriage and I could not speak up because my mom constantly tell me, "Shut up, shut up, shut up," and because it's going in my brain, and I could not speak up. And that's how I realized, oh my gosh, my own mom.
Mm.
Like, look how can affecting us in growing and moving on in life. So that's my way of seeing it, why we follow, because it's easier to follow than just trust that and don't look for validation outside. Yeah, okay, everybody go to the crowd is go to the left, nobody go to the right. Okay, maybe it's go to the left and to the right because there are not so many. Like, what, you see what I mean?
Mm. Mm.
Trust that inner, and there will not be many people walking that path, but go for it, because you will not don't find validation outside of you when the voice from within is speaking. And again, go to the soul. That's who is speaking to you. So is how we have been grow up, the mind, how the mind has been programmed. So that's my perspective.
Yeah. TV, television programs. That's what they were called back in
Yay!
the 80s and 90s. Programs,
Pro
programs. Do it
is
this way, do it that way. So the whole world gaslights us. Society gaslights us. Parents, teachers, knowingly or unknowingly. I don't think it's all. Is it all deliberate? Is it all a conspiracy?
no, no, it's just unknowingly, because they themselves do the same and they think that is the life.
Mm.
That's the reality. As I say, the ego create the illusion. That's how it is, and you cannot jump over it. You try, but then you are cuckoo. Like, who do you think you are? Like, come back and sit down. Like, sit
Mm.
down. Don't try to fly away. So it's not conscious. It's
Yeah.
so unconscious because they themselves believe as being truth. So it's not.
Mm.
We cannot say, "Oh, it's their fault." No, they don't know. They don't know better. But now we know better, and then we have to choose to take the other direction. Let the crowd go where they want to go, but we go there where we feel we have to go. So that's where the change
Mm.
starts.
Yeah. And I think one thing that you really mentioned there several times is this validation. It's great getting validated.
Yes.
However, I think the important thing is not to seek it. You know, coincidences. No, not coincidences. Synchronicities for me is that external validation. That is,
Mm.
I'm on the right path. Sometimes they are just coming like that, synchronicity, and that is external validation. That I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. And yeah, I guess the only other way is this is what I wanted to ask you. Okay, meditation. I have to slow down. I have to get out of my head and get into my heart and feel trust. These are all what I'm taking from what you said, is not listening and accepting everything else that's been said, but being curious, as you said. Is that curiosity? Is that taking the lenses off and seeing the world really raw? Is that a way of doing it? Is that possible?
Curiosity is a part of our inner child that wants to discover the world and is curious. What is there? What is there that I don't know, that playground, but I want to go there to see what it is? I think curiosity is part of our inner child. Is I don't know if it's that to take those glasses off, but maybe to expand the vision of those glasses. Actually, I can say that is to expand the vision, is to from small glasses to make more big, almost half of your face if you have to image something like such. So I think it's to expand the vision. Curiosity is for,
Hmm.
and is our inner child that wants to discover the world, wants to know more what is there, wants to, yeah, to see what is there more that I don't know. But I go on a playground where I'm not so familiar with, but I'm curious to see what kind of game going on there. If I like it, I go more deep. If I don't, thank you, but I don't feel I resonate with. So just change another direction, be curious on something else. So that's how see it, curiosity for me, at
Hmm.
least. That is an expansion of vision and of seeing more of what you want, what you don't want. That I say, be curious. And if you go somewhere where you don't like it, it's not for me. I mean, with all the respect, you like it, fantastic, but that's why we are unique individual. But it's not for me. So I'm just pull back myself and I go another direction where I feel like that's resonating more with me. So yeah.
Curiosity is healthy, isn't it? Could be a good name for podcast, couldn't it? Curiosity. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit. So this making your own decisions, being curious. I think an aspect of that is actually taking, as we said, taking back your own agency, but you're also having to take responsibility. I think you're also having to take accountability for your choices. And I know for many people that is really scary. And my whole concept of being free, freedom is, everybody says they want it, but freedom requires you, me, to be accountable. You know, that terrible 4-letter word, accountable. And going, yeah, I have some really shit behaviors. I have some really shit patterns. And as you said, getting curious about them. But I want to go back to that meditation because I cannot see my patterns. I cannot see where I give my power away unless I slow down, unless I really stop and stop judging myself and stop hankering to social media, hankering, as we said, to gurus and let's say therapists and coaches and counselors and this is and that's and just bouncing from idea to idea. I need to sort of, as you said, get curious and think about those things. Maybe feel them, not think them. Feel about these things.
Exact.
Um, yeah. So how do I do that? How do I get to that place where I'm actually slowing down, consciously slowing down to be that curious, to be the observer, to you said it earlier on, going up and down that ladder, looking at things from different perspectives.
Slowing down. Okay, the society is used, or we was being taught to move, do that, good job, do constantly on doing. You don't need to have time to slow down, because when you slow down, actually, you come close to yourself, and when you come close to yourself, you start to shake your head and realize, hey, wait a little bit, but that conversation from yesterday actually, I have another perspective of it when I sit and I have time to slow down and to think. Slow down actually is to come close to ourselves. When we come close to ourselves, we have time to analyze. When analyze things, we start to feel like, oh, this is right, oh, this is wrong, oh, like what the heck was that about actually, you know? So when you slow down, you have the time to feel into them, what is for you, what is not. Let's say, I don't know my patterns, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know. But when you have time to slow down and kind of look back, observe yourself after this situation has happened and go back in the situation. Oh, what I said. Oh, what they said. Oh, how I felt. Oh, that's felt a little bit weird. Why I feel now. Kind of analyze your own actions, your own experience. Like sitting low, sit down and analyze what was this day about. And then you'll have another perspective. One, when you are in action, and then when you sit down and look back, and I was like, wow, okay, now I have totally another perspective. Like, what the heck was that about? And slowly, by doing this, you start to see, like, I don't like this, or that was a weird way of saying, but I was not so pay attention because I was on, you know, maybe playing a specific game, because we are used to play something when we are out there. Just not that we are conscious, we are just in a playing mode, so to say. So actually, in this way, you can actually be aware of more what are you doing often, or if you have time to analyze your own actions and your own sayings and your own behavior, you will actually see, and if you are willing, you'll actually start to see, to feel what is right, what you want, what is working for you, what is not working for you. When you are in the wounds, everything is perfect. You know, you cannot see, but when you are willing and try to slow down, try to want to slow down, you start to notice something. Why the corona has happened. The whole humanity have to slow down. What's happening in this period? So many people divorce, so many go away from each other, so many things has happened. Why? Because they was forced to stay more together and slow down, and no going to do more, to stay, to feel, to get annoyed. And that's what it means slowing down. What's happening in slowing down? A lot of shit come up, let's say, because they had time to see it, to feel it, and to say, this shit is not working out for me anymore. Like, it's not working out. That is the secret of slowing down, is to really start to feel what's working for you or not. And based on that, you can choose what you want, and then figure out, what are you doing that's not working out for you, but you are doing it. What are you choosing? Oh, I choose this because this is my pattern, because that's how I live, that's what I taught to be, to believe, to behave. And then you go on live choosing that. But now when you're growing up, you have another maturity is kicking in, and you start to, yeah, that's the secret of slowing down, to feel and to choose what's working for you or not.
It's painful.
Yes.
It is painful, and you know, I look at my patterns, I look at my behavior and think, I was a complete asshole. I was horrible. I was this, and then I'm going to shame myself, um, and then I'm going to get cross and angry, and then it's how do I reconcile that? How do I suddenly realize I have been horrible? I've hurt people. I have upset people. I have done all these. I'm not saying despicable, but I've done all these unkind things. I've not been kind. I've not been nice. And, there's a lot of shame there. There's a lot of regret. There's a lot of embarrassment. As you said, I've slowed down. I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them for the first time. So how can I not beat myself up for that? How can I not go, fuck it, I'm a horrible person. I'm going to run away and hide. I'm going to drink. I'm going to numb. I'm just going to avoid even acknowledging these things, because I have to do something with that awareness. Otherwise, am I going to keep on doing it? I mean, this is stuff I'm struggling with from time to time, sometimes all the time, and I really don't know how to work past some of these things.
Acknowledge him, take responsibility, and say, holy crap, I fuck it up. Like, oh shit, I feel so shame. Like, how, this is me who I did it. Like, I cannot believe. And the same time doing that, so you feel how you hurt yourself, because it's not you who did it. It's not you conscious who did it. It's still those wounds. It's still that shadow that is still in there, that is want to be acknowledged. Taking responsibility and say, okay, Juliana, we fuck it up big time. What can we do about? Nothing more than just take responsibility for it and say, okay, we did it. We fuck it up. What now? Learn. It's like, how can you forgive yourself? Learn to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not me. It's not me. It's the shadow. It's the dark side of me. Because it's the devil within me who did that. It's those It's the shadow. It's not me. But I have to take responsibility. How can I change this? First, it has to take the forgiveness for self. Take accountability. Take responsibility and recognize for yourself. I fuck it up. What can I do about nothing? I cannot repair those doings, but I can recognize to the world, I fuck it up. Sorry. Do I did it conscious? No. I was myself in shadow. I was myself blind. I was not there conscious, and I feel so sorry and so bad for hurting other people for doing this. I was not there. What can I do? What can I do? More is just to recognize your shit and to forgive yourself. And if there people you hurt, so say, I'm sorry, it was not me. I'm seeing now from another perspective, and I kind of fuck it up big time, and I just want to say sorry, because now I'm seeing how much I hurt you for doing what I done. But just taking responsibility and forgive and recognize that that's not you. That's not you. As I said, we are light and we are dark, and we always playing out one the other, till we try to find a more balance and start to be aware, like, oh, okay, now the ego, the shadow start to take over, because something is trigger based in my childhood, and now ego wants to take, and then it's and this reaction or whatever there is. So to blame ourselves, that's the first things that coming, to blame ourselves, and oh my gosh, you are such a awful person. It's just, I fuck it up. Recognize for yourself, and it's okay. I was blind. I could not see it. I could not feel it. I fuck it up, and it's okay. I forgive myself. It's okay. I cannot make it right now, but I can recognize it. And when is recognized that, then something in you is changed. Something in you is like, okay, so recognize the dark side of yourself, but don't be afraid. Don't punish yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't shame yourself, because we are there with white and black. It's just to be aware of it. But it's part of who we are. We cannot separate it from us.
Mm.
But we have just to embrace them and say, yeah, I am this fucking awful girl. Yes, I'm this fucking bastard that I fuck up things. Yeah, what can I do? I recognize it. I take it in, and I'm okay with have that side of me, but being aware, don't play the same game. Because when you're aware and you recognize you fuck her up, but then, oh, they forgive me, so I can fuck her up again. Oh, no, 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 no. If you do it again, then it's like you break everything. So blaming, no. Forgive yourself. Recognize you fuck her up. Take accountability and say sorry. Yes, it's not easy for some to say sorry that they fuck her up, because it's like, recognize I am an awful person, but it's not you. It's your shadow speaking. I swear, it's not you, your essence, who you are. It's your shadow that make you blind. Is the pain, is the trauma, is those experience. It's not you. So those who have the awareness, they will understand. But when you take responsibility for your own bad doings and realizing that you cannot change, but you can recognize that, yeah, I may not be so nice sometimes, and I see it now, and I'm sorry. I'm really do, but really feels kind of, feel it in your beingness, not just from your mouth and mind. Because, oh, if I say it and I'm doing, it will be no. It's to really feeling in your beingness. So forgive, recognize, and be okay with say sorry. Be
Mm.
okay with recognize to the other person. Yeah, you was right. I fuck it up big time, but I see it now, and I'm sorry. And I want to say to you, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Like, can we repair this? If there's something to be repaired, can we take, let's say, our relationship further? Because I know I fuck it up, but now I'm seeing and I'm willing to do something. Can there? Then is another story. But that's first step to actually open a door to whatever next experience to happen. To be, everybody wants to be free, but they misunderstand the freedom. Actually, freedom is coming with so much responsibility. Actually, they don't know that it's coming with so
Mm.
much responsibility. More free you are, more responsibility you have.
Yep.
Because freedom is not to do the bullshit. Freedom is to be your free self, to say what you think, to say what you feel, but take responsibility for everything what you say, for everything what you do. That's the freedom.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. A couple of things cropped up. I think, as you said, forgive yourself, apologize, and then change your behavior. Because if
Yes.
you're just going to apologize without making a behavior change, you're just lying. You're not promising. You're just
Exactly.
lying. Mm.
Exactly.
And the other thing that cropped up there was you said it's an unconscious pattern. It's an unconscious behavior. Go back to the lenses. You've got your specs
Mm,
on. It's a blob just there that you can't see. So
exactly.
that awareness, you can now scrape that little bit of dirt off your specs and apologize. Yep. And you can now see differently. You can now see how that behavior materialized, and you're human. Do your best not to do it again. Yep. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
God, life's easy, isn't it?
It is with awareness
With awareness and slowing down
and
and
slowing down.
being aware that we've been gaslighted, and being aware that society just tells us to do this and this and this because I don't know why it does. Yeah, cool. So yeah, take your own accountability, take your agency back, be curious. What
Slow
else?
down
Slow
and
down.
slow down.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we've nailed it, and we've got to the hour. I mean, Juliana, this was a great conversation. It really was. You've given me a lot to think about, and I think there's some lots of people listening will have some questions. Maybe they can ask some questions and say, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" Because it's a big topic, and becoming accountable is scary because you have, as you said, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I did
It's to
this. I did that.
recognize.
Mm,
Yeah, it's to recognize the
mm,
shitty things that you do because we want to be perfect. We play this perfect type of who we are and we are
mm,
perfect. But no, we are not. We
mm.
are fuck it up and it's not easy to recognize like it's not easy.
But
But
we're
that's
also
the
human.
strange.
Mm,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I also want to bring the awareness. Like, but we are the balls. We
mm,
are the light and the dark.
yeah.
And of course, it's both balls in the air and playing out.
Mm,
And being human, it's walking through the shit, doing shit, but saying, I saw it, yeah, later, but I saw it.
mm,
And then you clean up,
yeah.
get away, learn from it, and move forward. So,
Yeah.
responsibility
Mm,
for
yeah.
everything speaking, doing, saying, and you may change the mind afterwards, but okay, say it, speaking. It's okay to change your mind, but
Mm.
speak it. It's not that, yeah. So,
And I think the important thing is to remember we are human, to remember that some days I have
mm,
all the energy in the world and I can move a mountain, and some days I haven't the energy to pick up a piece of dust, and both are
yes,
okay.
yes,
Um, I
yeah,
think that's really important because for years people have told me I've been hard on myself, and I've been softer and softer, and still I'm hard on myself. And yeah, that's just conditioning, and I'm getting better at it, but I'm human.
exactly. We have
Mm,
to embrace the human aspect of us and to know that that's how it is. And it's not that we don't move, and as you say, like you learn to be soft, but you are still hard. But it's peeling off the layers, another layer of that, another layers, and who knows how many layers there are. That's why it's like peeling off, peeling off, peeling off. How many there? I don't know. You don't
mm,
need to think about. Just do your be in a process of peeling off
yeah.
and be okay with accepting that
Mm,
human.
yeah. I'm human. Be curious. Slow down. Yeah, and have fun. I think have fun.
Oh yeah, but that's why we are actually on Earth to have
Mm,
fun, to
yeah.
enjoy this human experience, to
Mm.
really have fun.
I think the human experience will be a conversation for another time because I think
Yes.
that will be a really, really interesting one. Yeah.
I'm super excited about it already.
Yep. We will do that one another time before too long. Well, my friend, thank you. Thank you very much for today. Any insights you want to share or
Slow down, accept your doings, like look in the mirror with all that shit, and be okay to look in the mirror at yourself. Forgive yourself, take responsibility, and take it step by step. No rush the process. Don't go in the Ferrari and press the speed. Just take it slowly because more slow you are, more clearly you see.
brilliant? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Crucible Conversations for the Curious. If these powerful stories of transformation resonated with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this show with anyone who you think could do with a dose of inspiration for their own journey. I would really appreciate it if you could make any comments on your favourite podcast platform as well. That helps me reach more people. All the important links and information are in the show notes below. Thank you very much for listening, and catch up with you soon.